We're going to learn about 10 signs you are mentally stronger than most people. Now, let's begin. Number 1, you celebrate other people. People who are mentally insecure struggle to genuinely celebrate others' success. Let's say your friend gets a new job. You know they've been working incredibly hard, yet you don't feel happy for them. You aren't proud of what they've accomplished. Instead, you feel insecure or envious. Their success might make you feel belittled. What do? To cover up this self-doubt, you put them down or start bragging about your own success. Even with close friends, insecure people can't help comparing themselves. They measure their success by the accomplishments of the people around them. They don't feel good about themselves unless they're as good or better than their friends. If they're not, they feel weak and embarrassed. Not only can this kind of self-absorption destroy friendships, but it can also make you a generally unlikable person. So what if you have no problem celebrating your friends? What does that mean? It shows that you're not self-centered or narcissistic. You don't treat your friends' happiness as an attack on your lifestyle because you're secure about who you are. You know you have your goals and they have theirs. When they've accomplished something that makes them happy, you're mentally strong enough to celebrate with them. Number 2, you challenge your weaknesses. Anyone can cater to their strengths. Our gifts give us confidence and self-esteem. We often define ourselves by what we're good at. Our strengths govern the titles we take, the hobbies we like, and the jobs we do. But sticking to your strengths doesn't make you a mentally secure person. In fact, many people cling to their talents as though they'd be nothing without them. They never expand outside their comfort zone because they won't admit they're in one. Real mental strength lies in challenging your weaknesses. It's about understanding what you can't do. You need to accept that your limitations are a part of who you are. You can't change them. You can't run away from them. So if you make a habit of doing things that scare you, you're mentally stronger than most. Number 3, you look for solutions. When you run into an insurmountable obstacle, what do? Imagine you're trying to start your own business. You start selling your first product, and at first, things are going great. But a few weeks later, your business tanks. Do you just give up? People with mental strength don't take no for an answer. They face just as many obstacles, but never surrender. Instead, they search for innovations and workarounds. They find ways to reroute their goals until they've achieved the success they're looking for. The simple truth is there's always an answer. When everything seems hopeless, most fold under the pressure. They sacrifice their dreams because life beat them down. It takes incredible perseverance to keep fighting, to throw things against the wall until something sticks. If you never stop searching for solutions, you're mentally one of the strongest people out there. Number 4, you ask for help. This one may seem counterintuitive. Why does asking for help make someone stronger? First and foremost, pride and mental strength are very different. In fact, too much pride is often coupled with deep insecurities. That proud exterior acts as a shield, protecting you from your own fears. Many people are too afraid of appearing weak. They don't want people to know they can't do something. They won't accept charity because they don't want to be pitied. Even when they're struggling, their pride keeps them suffering in silence. People with mental strength know that receiving help doesn't mean you're sad or incapable. Everyone needs help at some point. No one can survive or succeed without occasionally relying on the people around them. Of course, you shouldn't be codependent. You can't expect the people around you to take care of all your responsibilities. Then you're just taking advantage of them. You're intentionally making their lives more difficult to make yours easier. Not only is this selfish, but when they've finally had enough, you'll find yourself lost and clueless. But if you're putting in the effort, don't be afraid to lean on friends and family. It doesn't make you weak, it just makes you human. Number 5, you have self-worth. Self-worth is a vague term that gets thrown around a lot. It essentially means you value yourself as an individual. For most people, the hard part isn't having self-worth, it's keeping it. They feel great when things are going their way, but that doesn't always last. When things take a turn for the worse, their self-image crumbles. Why? Because their version of self-worth wasn't actually self-worth. They were defining themselves by their accomplishments. They feel valuable because other people see them that way. But someone with real self-worth values themselves in good times and bad. Their failures are frustrating, but they don't invalidate who they are. By being proud of yourself after a devastating loss, you demonstrate the kind of self-worth very few people ever have. Number 6, you take responsibility. When you make a mistake, you don't try to pass the blame. You take responsibility for your actions. People with mental strength don't have a problem apologizing, but you'd be surprised how difficult this is for a lot of people. They rarely, if ever, apologize, even when they know they're wrong. Imagine you're walking down an aisle at the grocery store. You aren't watching where you're walking, so you accidentally run right into someone. What do? If you'd apologize and ask if they're okay, then you're likely a mentally strong person. Someone with a fragile ego would get defensive. They'd either pretend nothing happened or blame the other person for getting in their way. Ultimately, this leads to anger and guilt. Mentally strong people don't need to do this. They know how to forgive themselves. They don't dwell on their own small mistakes because they've learned how to let things go. Number 7, you don't have expectations. Whenever you give a present, do you expect one in return? When you expect something back, you're not actually giving for the sake of giving. Mentally strong people don't have these expectations. They have no problem giving an unrequited gift because it's not about the present itself. It's about the gesture. Gifts are a way to show someone else that you care. When you're only doing it to get something back, you've taken a selfless act and made it selfish. You're not trying to show you care, you're just trying to help yourself. Similar to how people with mental strength celebrate their friends, another person's happiness is motivation enough. The same goes for doing favors. If a friend asks for something, they don't insist their other friend owes them one afterwards. Having dreamy expectations about others will often leave you feeling disappointed. You can't always know what someone is thinking, and you can't always change their mind about it either. The best you can do is respect their independence. Maybe they will do what you were expecting, but maybe not. Either way, acceptance is the key to moving forward. Number 8, you adapt to change. Change is something you simply can't avoid. Think about your life 5 years ago. How old were you? What was different? Usually, people are astounded by the stark contrast in their life after just 5 years of change. It just goes to show that change happens whether we think it will or not. So here's the most important question. Are you ready for change when it does come? After all, adapting to change isn't easy, but it's something people with mental strength do very well. When things go sideways, they don't panic, they don't lose hope, they believe in their ability to succeed whether they're prepared or not. This faith gives them the confidence to take risks. It lets them succeed outside their comfort zone, not because they're any more talented. In fact, they might be untrained and unprepared. But it isn't about what you know, it's about what you believe you're capable of. Number 9, you set boundaries. Do you set clear boundaries with the people in your life? Maintaining boundaries is actually a sign of mental strength. It shows self-respect because you don't let people take advantage of you or invade your space. There is, however, a difference between setting boundaries and pushing people away. Setting boundaries encourages people to respect what you're comfortable with. You can still establish close friendships even if there are some rules. For example, you may decide you won't lend money to your friends. That doesn't mean you don't trust your friends, it's just something they have to respect. On the other hand, pushing people away ruins your chances of bonding with anyone. Boundaries are there to help friendships last. They shouldn't stop them from happening. So don't shut people out, but don't give everyone full access either. Number 10, you show gratitude. A simple thank you is a great indicator of mental strength. It shows that you acknowledge the time that others give up for you. They didn't have to do anything. They could have left you out to dry, but they didn't. Gratitude tells them that they matter. It shows that you value them like you value yourself. This is where most egocentric individuals run into trouble. They don't show gratitude because they don't respect or value others. They ignore the people that built them up. So when they inevitably fall, no one is there to catch them. On the other hand, people who show gratitude tend to do well in life. Why? Because they have such a strong support network. Maybe it's their friends, maybe it's their family, maybe it's the people they work with. But no matter what, they value those who are there for them. By appreciating the most important people in your life, you're building healthier relationships and a stronger foundation.